MDrives. Today I'm with James again, this time in a German car. We're here in his RS4 V8. So the peak of RS4s, I reckon. I've never been in the RS4 before. However, I know the shell of the car very well because I used to own a 4 V8 2-liter turbo for a couple of years. But yeah, mine didn't sound like this.
This family bus is powered by 4.2-liter V8, the same one which you can find in R8s, for example. It has 444 horsepower at 8,250 RPMs and 317 foot-pound of torque between 4 and 6,000 RPMs. And the car weighs 1,795 kilograms.
So yes, thank you for having me in your car again, James. What a lovely car. It doesn't feel like the car which has how many years now? 10 years. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that. Especially that the car was, I guess, designed more like probably 14 years ago.
Yeah, so this is a facelift B8,
yeah.
B8.5 if you like.
But yeah, it's still, you know, when you look at the screen, it might not look very modern, but looking at the dials and everything else, it feels premium. And that sound is just brilliant. And it's so natural, it actually comes from the exhaust. So you had this car for how long? 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
And this is your daily?
Yeah, it's my family car.
It's your family car. And yeah, I know the car very well. Mine was an Avant as well. So it's a very practical car with the large boot. So yeah, it is probably a perfect family car apart from the fuel. What do you reckon? What average fuel consumption you getting out of this car?
It's not great. It's about 18, 19, but okay. I've done a long run and hit 29 once before, which is really good. So,
okay.
I mean,
I bet that was boring.
That was a very boring run at 70 mile an hour for about 4 hours. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what else I can say about this car? I mean, let's start with the seats. Wow. Okay. I can tell you one thing. What strikes me, it's how instant the push was. How it's an NA engine, isn't it? High revving NA engine. So it is amazing, and it's something I don't experience very often because my car is turbocharged. So even when it feels like it's reacting to my inputs very quickly, it's nowhere near this. This is just instant, and the sound this thing makes when you rev it, oh my god, absolutely brilliant.
So you have to be in the right gear, that's for sure.
How does it feel at the bottom? Where
Nothing.
Does it really?
No power at all. Yeah. So if you just drove it in comfort in auto, half the time you've got no power at all because it's always running about 1200 revs and there's nothing.
So a bit like the E92 M3, where probably there's nothing, not much below 4,000, and then all the magic happens at the top end.
Yeah, so we're at 3k now, and I want to go past this. I'd probably drop down a gear just because you want a bit of power when you're ready to go. But when it's on song, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it feels so comfortable as well.
Yeah.
I think the damping it's doing pretty good job. Because you can feel like a micro jitters, but they're really well damped. You can only kind of feel a slight touch of them, but it doesn't shake the car, doesn't move the car at all. I don't feel it on my body. I pretty much feel it maybe a little bit through my feet, but that's it. You don't feel it on the seats. The seats are actually, they support you well. I don't know if the Is the bolstering adjustable or the side bolstering? Probably not.
There is a little bit of
Okay.
yeah, there's a little bit of control down there.
But
These are not the bucket seats, though. You can get bucket seats in these, but they're not as common as they are. Or like on the B7s, they were really sought after. On these, I nearly went to look at one with them in, but didn't bother in the end because it's a practical family car. The missus would have hated it.
No,
the rattle is the kids' seats as well. Just to say that's that's not a car thing.
No, I think they are really good compromise. They, you know, I would say they feel a bit more like my seats in M2. They got a bit of springy feel in them in the bottom, so it's not too harsh on you when you're driving. But they are firm enough, especially at the back, where you actually feel like they touch your back firmly. So yeah, very comfortable. I would say very good compromise, because that's what this car feels like, a compromise between amazingly fast family car, you know, which isn't too harsh. You mentioned to me that when you switch it into dynamic, it changes by quite a lot.
Yeah,
in terms of damping.
Let's do it. I know we're only going slow here, but let's do it when we turn around, and it is kind of crashy. And I think that's the downside, really. Is it would be great if there was an in-between setting.
Oh yeah,
that's good for our roads. I'll try when we go back. When we come out, I'll turn it back on, because I'm going to try and sort that rattle out.
I could definitely feel it instantly that it when you soften it, it just sorts out all the little vibrations.
Yeah, dynamic is just too much for British roads.
It is, yeah.
And I think unless you're on a perfectly, to be fair, on a motorway it's fine, but why would you use it on the motorway?
No.
You know, it just needs to be a smooth road, and there aren't many of those around here.
Well, it's a German car, isn't it? And it's, I guess, made for German roads, and I bet, you know, the dynamic would feel at its place if you would go to Alps or somewhere where the roads are just smooth.
Yeah, and you will notice though, if you're pushing on, and I still keep it in comfort when I'm pushing on, then you do get a bit more body roll. Where if there was like a middle ground setting, there is an auto mode, but I'm not really sure whether it actually helps or not. But it'd be nice if there was a mode where it was just a little bit firmer, but not like that. Right, and then if you want the manual, just whack that over to the left. Then it'll go M on there.
Fine. The steering is so light compared to mine.
Yeah, this is in dynamic.
It even crackles when you upshift.
Yeah. The upshifts and the downshifts are as good as each other. It's it's amazing sound.
The gearbox it's fast for an older car.
Yeah.
It's
And
really fast.
You can feel. I never really felt this in my M2. The so-called kick in the back. You can really feel it in this. You put your foot down, or if you drop a gear yourself and then put your foot down, and it will launch forward.
I think that's when it was a bit slower, but probably the car was expecting I'm gonna go the other way, so it had fourth gear ready, not the second. But it feels so easy to drive compared to mine. It feels almost as light as my Mrs. Q2. In terms of like
Normal driving.
And normal driving, because we're just cruising at the moment.
Yeah, what you'll find is when you start to drive, when I was trying to keep up with you in your M2, going into some corners quickly, then you can feel the weight. And it does weigh 1.8 tons.
Okay. It feels solid on the road for now. There's not that much body roll really. You can feel it's rolling a bit, but we're not really driving that fast.
Yeah, we're not really pushing on here, but it's good. It's just, I think in the dynamic suspension setting it would be better. It's just, the ride is just so uncomfortable, it's not worth it.
I don't think the steering is as sharp as in M2. I think you just need need a little bit more input at the beginning, and then it starts turning. It's not as kind of sensitive in the middle. Okay, so yeah, it feels really like progressive. Obviously, it's an NA engine, and I'm still sitting below 5,000 RPMs. But oh yeah, it's wow. Just right here. Oh god, it sings. Beautiful. So yeah, you said 1.8 ton, but to be honest, I mean, yeah, it rolls a bit, but yeah, I think it's the tires, such a low profile, and suspension is pretty well. It just holds the road, and obviously it's a quattro, so it won't step out like the BMW would.
No, you can. The point of this car is that when you want it to be normal and an average family car,
it is. Oh yes, but it's fast when you want it to be fast.
But when you're just cruising around or driving around town, got the kids in the car, it is comfortable. You know, and I know the comfort suspension, I think this is pretty comfortable. Obviously the dynamic one, not so good, but it's when you're pushing on, the comfort's good enough for having a bit of fun. You know, we're not driving it crazy on the road, so yeah.
The sound is, well, it's not everything, but it's such a party trick of this car, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it. Doesn't really doesn't have any pops and bangs, doesn't it?
No, it's all natural. You know, that's what you get in a 2013 car versus a 2023.
Oh yeah. Well, no, honestly, I'm surprised how comfortable and civilized it is, because you think RS it's going to be way more crushy, but can I just switch it to dynamic? Yeah. Straight away
we're now bumping along the road.
Yeah, we're just moving all the time. No, that's really uncomfortable. And yeah, now the roads are smooth again.
Yeah.
No, I think as a family car, because that's how you use it, it's just a perfect car. I think, you know, if not the consumption, you know, many people would jump into something like this for a daily, but you have to be really committed to, you know, pay the price for the driving this amazing thing on a daily basis. What about the reliability? Any issues so far?
Yeah, so far nothing really, but I've only had it 6 months, so you know, fingers crossed it's going to continue that way, but we shall see. Apparently these are a little bit more reliable than the earlier B7s. The engine's obviously it's had some improvements over the B7's V8, so yeah, but obviously even just your general servicing is going to be more expensive, so
yeah. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That sound, it's everything in this car. It just makes you smile all the time. It's same as E92 M3. It's just, it doesn't matter what speed you do in this car. You can drop down your windows, you can cruise 20-30 miles per hour, and it still makes you smile. Absolutely amazing. It's one of those cars where I was a bit worried about, you know, don't meet your heroes, because I always wanted this car when I had B8 myself, because it's just, the presence of this car is amazing on the road as well. It just looks absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I was worried it's not gonna be as good as I always thought it will be, but it's a fantastic car despite the age, etc. So yes, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for watching. Please remember, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you shortly in the next video. Goodbye. Do widzenia.